Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Ramblin' Rusty Elm, and this is Ramblin' with Rusty. Last time on Ramblin' with Rusty, we finished off the Ontus adventure area, finding out who orchestrated the murders going on there, and then moved on to Nanagalo, a delve here just down the road from Ontus. And today we are going to continue our trip over to Niryastare. So, without further ado, let's get it going. Well, that looks like an interesting spot. What do we got here? Nothing. There must be something under there. I wonder if it's tied to something in the next release. Because that is just a super odd thing to just have sitting out in the middle of nowhere.
Pretend you never saw me, traveler.
Okay, I didn't see you. Off I go. Yeah, we've got an adventure.
You seem like the brave sort. I, for one, haven't the stomach for blades and beasts. And right now, Left Wheel has more than its fair share. Shining beasts and deranged cultists have invaded the town. Baroness Elianacosa sent out anyone fit enough to run and find aid. She's trying to help those still trapped. I'd almost describe them as beautiful, if they didn't just try to eat me. The Baroness helped evacuate as many merchants and civilians as she could. You can find Baroness Elianacosa.
Left wheel. Oh, that is the public dungeon. Ooh. Public dungeons in this zone are nasty. But I suppose we can try. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to save that one for later. I want to go on and finish up the story quests before I hit those. Gonna be all the way down by the next way shrine. Okay.
As if Daedra weren't enough. What was he thinking? You there! I'm a captain in the Westweald Legion, and I require your assistance. I was leading a patrol hunting Daedra when one of my own legionaries attacked me. An orc named Ulrath. Such traitorous behavior endangered us all. Since I'm injured, could you... When the Daedra ambushed us and Ulrath turned on me, I ordered the patrol to take shelter in Fort Hastral, to the northwest. Any survivors should be there. If you find my squadron, tell them that Captain Dartorius sent you. Order them to stay put at Fort Hastral, and wait for me to join them. I'll stay here until you tell me it's safe. If you run into Ulrath, you must be aware of the strange Daedra popping up all over Westweald. While the Legion is stretched thin, we're not helpless. My soldiers were If I only knew. I was at the head of the patrol about to lead the Daedra away to give my legionaries a chance when Ulrath cut me down. That orc was always complaining, but to disobey a direct order? Probably upset I never gave him that promotion. He certainly thought so. Expected to be made a sergeant just because I had him performing those duties for the squad. For all I know, Olrath was in league with these Daedra. It would...
Okay, well. Sounds like a nice little diversion from the main task. Couple of ogres. Crystal Atronach.
So many dead. Careful. I've lost a lot of comrades today. What happened to the squad? She's what happened to the squad. She froze when we spotted the Daedra. Refused to give a coherent order. I stepped in and she went crazy. Commanded the squad to not hardly. She led her soldiers into a slaughter and then ordered them to cover her retreat. I cut her down, then rallied the squad and headed for this keep. The only thing I can do. Run. I'm no coward, and I don't want to be labeled a deserter, but what choice do I have? Not that I owe you an explanation, but everything I said is true. I wrote it all down. My report to the Legion. I doubt the captain will pass it along. I don't. Not anymore. But I used to idolize her. Did everything I could to help her lead our squadron. Once the fighting stopped and I had a moment, I finally saw our captain's true face. She used to be a great leader. I would have followed her to oblivion and back. It's all in my report. Ever since our first encounter with the Daedra a few weeks ago, she's been off. Confusing orders, contradictory commands. She went wild. Ordered the patrol to attack what was clearly a superior Daedric force. Then she fled. Used her soldiers.
Well, I guess we'll find out who's telling the truth. Although orcs are not known to lie when it comes to combat. Luminous Sula. No, I'm not going to go through that again. Need to get back to the captain first.
It's good to see someone who still knows how to follow orders. What remained? Speak plainly, mercenary. What's the condition of my squadron? And what about the a report? You didn't read it, did you? No matter. My report supersedes Ulrath's anyway. At least that orc got what he deserved. How dare he contradict— No matter how many times you lose a squadron, it never gets— Truth is written by the victors, mercenary. Haven't you learned that by now?
So Ulrath was telling the truth. Glad I told her he was dead.
Hold that thought, I says. I just came up with a rebuttal to the Mundus Lacrymos theory. That old buffoon from Auradon won't be able to get
Hello,
around
friend.
this.
It looks like the recollection is camped. That's Niryastare over there, surrounded by a recollection stockade. I guess it's nice to know I correctly interpreted the map we found in Hope Route. But it does— Assaulting a recollection camp isn't our objective. Laramil says we need to find the Skein of Secrets. That's likely somewhere in the vaults of Niryastare. I recall I've seen a few recollection scouts come and go while I've been watching, but I haven't seen any of their leaders. Of course, I have no idea what's waiting. If you want to hit them head on, I'll follow your lead and help as I can. But there might be an easier way to get where we need to go. Let's look around and try to keep out of sight until we're ready to make a move. That's the main gate. Lots of recollection there. No way we're getting through them without a fight.
I don't see any recollection.
The recollection brings supplies to this gate. The sentries here are predictable. We might be able to slip by them, or we could try the path to the north. Although, I don't know where that leads. I think we've seen enough. Let's compare notes. Looks like we've got multiple options for getting inside. From what I recall, we'll find the stairs to the buried halls in the middle of the stockade. Assuming the recollection hasn't blocked them. It depends if we want to announce our arrival or stay hidden. The gate to the east is heavily defended, but there are fewer sentries at the— That's a good question. Sometimes natural fissures or caves provide hidden entrances to buried ruins. I saw no recollection forces.
Okay, well, I guess we will try and sneak in. They gave us 3 options for getting in here. Might as well see what we can find. Let's see, we are there. And we need to get into the middle.
No recollection sentries? There must be a reason why they're not guarding this passage.
That would be the reason. Defeat 55 enemies with scribed abilities. I think those vines are a little bit slow like all the other attacks.
I didn't come this way before. We'd better be careful here, friend. This looks promising. I think we're close to the parts of Niryastare I remember. Be careful. I remember encountering some deadly traps, and it looks like the Recollection's been busy down here too.
Yeah. So I had to go out that door in order to advance the... No, that's just the entrance. Okay, I see what's going on. That led up when I needed to go down.
The Great Hall of Niryastare. This is as far as I got on my previous visit. The door to the south leads to Niryastare's vault, but it's sealed by this Welkin stone. The Recollection's working on the puzzle. Let's look at their notes.
So, first one is in the northern gallery above the hall to the east. The second is in the halls high above the eastern gallery. The third stone lies at the end of the southern passage to the west. The last is just beyond the gate of the northern passage to the west.
Interesting. Let's talk about how to proceed. I've got no talent for spells, but I picked up a bit of arcane lore in my time. The ancient aliens were fascinated with light. They devised ways to harness its magicka, or draw it from great Welkin stones like this one powered mighty enchantments. They could make buildings float in mid-air, maintain networks of magical portals, or seal impassable gates. I think this is exactly what Someone in the Recollection thinks so. Besides, you don't build a door like that or a lock with a Welkin stone without a reason. Explorers have visited Niryastare many times over the years, but no one's ever... Do you see the empty sockets? The mage I came here with years ago thought we needed lesser Welkins to restore the Great Welkin Stone, but we couldn't find any. Judging from these notes, the Recollection's experiencing the same problem. explorers didn't have. I suggest we start with the East Passage and look for a way up to the north. The Recollection Major's notes suggest we might find something there.
Okay, so the East Passage. This is just going to be a lot of running back and forth. Because somebody's already cleared all the enemies. Yep.
That strange glow. Is the lamp doing that? Amazing! That stone was... Use the lamp. Great! Let's go back to the Great Welkin Stone and try it in one of the sockets.
Yeah, a lot of running back and forth. God damn it.
Look! The stone you placed is feeding the Greater Welkind. Let's find the rest of the lesser stones. There it is! Another Welkin stone. Go ahead, take it. Another stone. 2 more and we'll see what the Great Welkin stone is protecting.
Oh. It's going to have to be above us then, yep. Ah, there is a path.
That's the balcony beyond the gate mentioned in the recollection notes. Try Abolisher here. I think there's another stone nearby. Try the lamp here. Look at that! Another stone! Take it, friend. That's 3 lesser stones. There should be 1 more to find. I think the lamp's found another stone. Give it a try. The alien... That's the last of them. Let's return to the Great Welkin Stone and see if we can open the vault. did it! The vault is unlocked. We better go in before the recollection notices.
Which way is the vault door? Apparently this way.
Just think. No one set foot in here in ages. Except for any alien undead that might be around. Stairs to the west. They must lead to an inner chamber. Collapsed stairs? The aliens left us one last obstacle. But I think... There, to the south. I think I see something. So that's the Skein of Secrets? I wonder what it does. Go ahead and... Over there, friend. Isn't that an Echoneer manifestation? We should see what it reveals.
Why do you trouble my prince, Daedra? The many paths splinter. You manipulate fate in ways that were not meant to be.
What I do for the good of all. Why can you not see that, Mora?
I am not alone in my concerns, Ethelia. Constrain yourself, or we will constrain you.
And you will fail. Now be gone!
A memory of Ethelia arguing with Hermaeus Mora. Have you ever An ancient quarrel between Daedric princes is beyond me, friend. But it's clear Mora attempted to reason with Ethelia. She willfully ignored his warning, and was too strong for him to overpower without help. A good point. And now we have the 3 relics they used to defeat the Prince of Paths. The question is, where and how to use them. I'll take the Skein of Secrets home and study it. Laramil thinks it's important, and King Nantharion didn't want us to get it. Whatever he's planning, I bet the Skein...
Alright, folks, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We have done a thorough job of exploring this place, and now it's time to head back to Skingrad. So we will do that next week, or actually not next week, but tomorrow, and find out what we're going to do with the Skein of Secrets from there. Until then, I'm Ramblin' Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.